Hey Embers, and welcome to part 15 of my Harvest Moon Back to Nature slow playthrough. So we are on the 11th of summer, year 1. We are going through the 11th through to the 14th today. We did 5 days last episode, but this episode there was a couple of glitches, so we've only done 4 days instead. So we checked the weather as always, but we don't actually need to check the weather today because it is a festival tomorrow, which is the Tomato Festival. So it's our first Tomato Festival, and you'll see how that went. But for today, we have one birthday. And as you can see, we have the harvest sprites coming. So this is our first speed up of the episode, of course, sorting out the crops. And we do have our first onions. Now this is made a little bit more difficult because we do obviously have Anne's invitation still in our backpack, and there's nothing we can do about that. But we are feeding the fish. We've shipped most of the onions and collecting the honey. So straight into the hen house we go, as usual. And we could really benefit from the bigger backpack upgrade soon, because having that invitation, like I say, is really difficult. So we ship all but one of the onions. We're now feeding the fish. No, we're not feeding the fish, we're feeding the chickens. We've fed the fish. And again, I think we only do 4 days instead of 5. As well, because everything is just a little slower, having that invitation, the back and forth, etc, etc. And like I say, as we go on, you will see some glitches and whatnot, so hopefully that doesn't happen too much in this playthrough. So we of course do have 3 eggs, which we will not be shipping today, because we will of course be giving them to Anne. Continuing on from sort of the events last week. So we're going to give this onion to the Harvest Goddess. But just as a reminder from last week, every day for around a week we are giving Anne the eggs. So she needs 3 eggs every day at the inn, apart from of course festival days. So it's a little bit of a pain because you do have to walk around with the eggs pretty much all day. You don't have to do that. That's just what I've sort of chosen to do. Maybe we should be feeding the chickens a little bit later, but hey ho. So there's quite a bit of back and forthing here, trying to grab the flowers, the crops, etc, etc. Trying to give both girls the flowers. In the end, we decide against it for Anne. So much like the beginning of this playthrough in spring, when we were struggling for backpack space, we are now in a position again where we're struggling for backpack space, and it's making everything a little bit more difficult. So hopefully we can get one of our summer goals out of the way, which is upgrading to the biggest backpack in the game. So again, just coming up to grab this crop. And as I mentioned, we skipped on giving Anne her flower this morning, even though we probably had time, because it is actually somebody's birthday today who might need that flower. So are we going to go back to pick it up? I think we might be. Again, there's a fair few speed ups in this episode, of course, because they would run too long if I didn't. So we're taking that pink flower over to give to someone for their birthday, I would imagine. And it is actually Basil's birthday today, so in we go. Basil is Mary's father, and he is a herbalist, so he loves flowers. That's why we're giving him a flower. And again, I've said this in previous episodes, it is more beneficial to get people's friendships up if you wrap the presents, but for now, at least for the first year, we're just giving presents as is. Maybe next year in-game we will start wrapping them. So we do need to head to the shop at one point to replace the onions that grow in today, but for now we are going to the inn so we can give Anne the 3 eggs. And once again, I believe I mentioned this last week, I cannot remember if you get more, less or the same amount of money giving Anne the eggs, rather than sort of shipping them yourself. But still, it's a fun little event, if not a little annoying. So, of course, we are aiming to do every event in the game. So yes, we are heading into the shop now. Are we going to get the backpack? We do have enough money for it, but we won't have enough money for seeds. So what do we decide to do? We decide to go ahead and get the seeds and not the backpack this time. That's unfortunate, but we do need to replace the onion seeds. So I believe we grab 2 bags of onion seeds to replace the ones that just shipped. So while we're just pottering about, I have a question for you guys. Have you played this game in particular? And have you played any other Harvest Moon game? So at the moment, I have PlayStation Premium on my PlayStation 5. We recently just purchased that, which you'll hear a little bit more about that in the upcoming weeks. And there are a couple of Harvest Moon games included with the Premium. So you have Story of Seasons, Friends of Mineral Town, which is basically, I would say technically a remake of this game, but technically a remake of the Game Boy game. Yeah, it's a little bit confusing. So we're just going to sort our tools out here. And I think, there's one more Harvest Moon game, or technically Story of Seasons game, and I can't remember which one it is. But there are a couple more on Premium. I'm not playing them at the moment because I think that would be far too confusing to do a playthrough of this one for you guys and, play another Harvest Moon game in my spare time. There's another speed up here while we just help these sprites with the farm. But let me know if you've played any other Harvest Moon games and which ones you would recommend. This will always be my favourite. I just love how charming, cosy and simplistic it is. Some of the other Harvest Moon games definitely have bigger mechanics to them. I think we're going to have another speed up here while we chop the trees. Yeah, so some of the newer Harvest Moon games, I suppose they're not really new now, but newer than this, have a lot more to them. So I can understand why that's appealing. Yeah, we have another bunny, my favourite animal. But for me, I quite like just how cosy and chill this game is. But I'm not opposed to trying another Harvest Moon game. So bye-bye, bunny. We've finished chopping the trees now. And I'm assuming... No, there's a huge, massive speed up because I was assuming we were heading to bed. Instead, we decided to clear up the farm because we haven't actually said hello to the horse today. So there's a big speed up here while I try and figure out where the horse is. So apologies, but here Binky comes. So at 10:30 at night, we've finally said hello to the horse. And I believe this will end off day 11. So, of course, we're going to pick up the dog and watch television as always. So what's on the telly today? Mechabot Ultra. Fantastic. Turn on the lights when you watch TV and be careful not to get too close to the screen. Good advice, I suppose. So I remember previously I've been comparing this program to something like Robot Wars, but reading it, it's kind of more like Transformers, I guess. Maybe it's the Harvest Moon equivalent of Transformers. And of course, we're going to check in with good old Farmer Fran. Life on the farm. What's she talking about today? So she's talking about the mechanics of a cow, which we don't have yet. It would be very nice to get animals other than the chickens on this farm, so we do need some cows and sheep. Unfortunately, we're not there yet. But hopefully soon. I'm really excited for this playthrough to progress because it's going to be so good when we're on year 3 and hopefully we've got a full farm and potentially we're married, we'll see. Obviously, I'm not there yet at all. We're still in year 1, it's still very early stages of the game. But I can't wait to see how this progresses. So we're on day 12, and today is, of course, my first tomato festival in this playthrough. And much like the opening day festival in summer, I think summer is probably my least favourite festivals, to be fair. You saw what happened with opening day if you've been watching this. The tomato festival, let's just wait and see, shall we? And this was a huge mistake. So as you can see, it's a festival day and we don't have any harvest sprites to help on the farm. I didn't realise that we didn't have them. So I'm going to have to try and water the entire farm on my own. So this is me realising my mistake. Not great for a festival day. And it's ironic that it's the tomato festival because my tomatoes have also grown on the farm. So another speed up here while we water as much of the farm as we can. I don't know if we get it all done, let's see. He's getting very tired, our little character. So we're getting there slowly. Do we get all of it done? I know we haven't watered the tomatoes yet. So it looks like we did everything but the tomatoes, so I guess we're going to come back to those. But we've fed the fish, gathered the honey, straight into the chicken coop. And again, it's so difficult not to throw that invitation away, because you really do need to keep it or you won't be allowed to go to Anne's party. Which is not till, I think they give it you quite early. Anne's birthday is not actually till summer 17th. So the fact that you get the invitation this early is quite annoying. And I would assume that happens every year. I can't quite remember, but I think it does. So we're collecting our eggs now. And we don't actually need to keep any today, because it is a festival day. We don't need to give any to the inn. So we're going over. We can't give anything to the Harvest Goddess, of course, so I'm assuming we're sparboiling these eggs. And we are. So a little bit more profit. As like I say, we cannot give these eggs to the inn today. So I don't think we've grabbed the other wild grass yet, so hopefully we come back for that. But time is ticking on and we do need to get to the festival. So we'll ship everything but Anne's invitation. And I assume we're heading straight onto the tomato festival now. And again, when we get back, we do, of course, need to do those tomatoes. But of course, we don't need to buy any more seeds because the tomatoes are reharvestable. I think that's the word I was looking for in a previous episode. So here we are at the tomato festival. You'll see how it went, but for now I am going to stay quiet and I will be back with you when the festival's finished so you can enjoy the festival for yourself. So I'll be back with you when it finishes. And we're back. So as you can see, that went terribly. I unfortunately did not win the Tomato Festival. We were beaten by the sheep team. For some reason, again, much like opening day, I always struggled with the mechanics of the Tomato Festival, and everyone's really upset with me. But unfortunately, that is the second festival of the playthrough that we have not... no, it's more than the second. I was going to say that we'd not won, but we didn't win the cooking festival either. Yeah, and obviously we couldn't participate in the horse race. I'm just thinking now. We haven't done very well with festivals this playthrough. I mean, the cooking festival's not my fault. You can't really win it the first year. But we did win the chicken festival. So that's something. But hopefully we win the Tomato Festival next year. So I do know as well that obviously this game was developed by Japanese developers, that the Tomato Festival is really a thing. So I thought it was made up for this game when I was younger. And then I played, I think it was Harvest Moon New Horizons, not Harvest Moon, Animal Crossing New Horizons, where they reference the Tomato Festival. So I thought I'd research it. And it is a thing. We don't have the Tomato Festival here in England, as far as I'm aware. But yes, I don't know if I would want to participate in the Tomato Festival. But if it's something you have in your country, if you are from a different country, or if it's something that we do have here in England and I've just somehow missed it, please let me know. I know we have a cheese rolling festival, so there is that. So we're gathering the last wild crop now. But in terms of a tomato festival... yeah, I know it's a real thing, I believe, in Japan, but I don't know if it's a thing anywhere else. So you'll have to let me know on that. So now we are finally gathering the tomatoes, so there's a big speed up here. And doing the rest of the watering. And we have shipped the wild plant as well. So yeah. Unfortunately, we didn't win. And like I've said when we did the opening day, I could have cheated. There is a rewind feature on the PlayStation 5, but that's not the kind of gamer I am. You know, I want to be as honest as possible. So I could have cheated and said, yeah, I did it first time, not a problem. But I didn't do that. So is this, what's my passion today? We have a fortune teller. Polyphenol love. This is a very strange one, isn't it? And of course, we're going to finish off the day with Farmer Fran. So we're about halfway through the episode now. Like I say, we are trying to do 5 days per episode. We only get 4 days done this time. This is more about the cows. I'm hoping the graphical errors and whatnot are not too bad for you, but I think there is a little bit of lag going on to day 14, so we'll see how we get on with it. But hopefully it's not unwatchable. And I can't remember if I've just said this or not, but apologies for any background noise you may hear. So we're now on to day 13 of summer. Checking the weather as always, and again, a nice sunny day. And we're going to check the news, and it's talking about the Cow Festival. So we don't have another festival till the 20th. So we're just checking our money situation and everything else here. And straight out we go. There is a very loud car outside, so I do apologise. And as we're brushing the horse, I can see the mare turning up. And it didn't tell us the mare was going to show up, did it? Normally they're outside as you come outside. So the mayor is asking us if we could deliver an apple pie to Ellen from the inn. Well, no, Ellen, the apple pie's from the inn. And we say, of course we will. So there is a quote-unquote right way to do this event. We did do it the right way, but I don't think it makes too much of a difference. So I think a speed up here while we do the watering, because of course we don't have the harvest sprites again. We couldn't ask them to help yesterday, unfortunately, because it was a festival day. So let's see how much watering we end up doing. Do we get it all done? No, we don't. So we've done about half of the watering. And I think today would hopefully be a good day to ask the harvest sprites for their help. So let's see what happens. Again, I say this in every episode, but I do pre-record these, of course, and it sometimes is a little while before I get around to editing and voiceovering them. So I genuinely do forget what's happened each episode. So I'm figuring it out with you. So we give a flower to Anne. No, we don't. We promptly throw it at her. Never mind. So a wasted flower there, unfortunately. We do have a tomato to give to the harvest goddess, so we're going to go ahead and do that now. Now, of course, if you watched last week's episode, we got the final event with the harvest goddess, so we technically don't need to keep doing this, but like I said, I do. So obviously we do lose a little bit of money, unfortunately, but there are hidden mechanics to giving the harvest goddess things every day. Or at least every day you're able to. So I don't think we've been in the hen house at all yet, have we? So we're just carrying on watering. And do we manage to get it all done? Yes, we do. So it's a little bit late on in the day. Finally going into the hen house at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And we do have a couple of things to do today, quite a fair bit actually, so we do need to give Ellen her apple pie, we need to deliver the eggs to the inn, so that's 2 things in the inn, so it's not too bad. And hopefully we go and see the harvest sprites as well. So just feeding the chickens here. And as I have mentioned before, I don't want to spoil it, but there is a reason that I'm only having 5 chickens for now. You can have 10 chickens in the upgraded hen house. There is a reason that I've only got 5, and that will be made clear as time goes on. So we do have 4 eggs today, and we only need 3. So we're going to go ahead and ship the golden egg. Because I don't know in this event if Anne gives you golden egg prices if you give her a golden egg, but I'm assuming not. So it's best to ship the golden egg. So I assume we're heading straight to the inn now. We are also running low on chicken feed, I noticed, but we can't obviously get it today because it is a Sunday and it's closed. And again, I do apologise if you can hear loud noises in the background there. So, heading to the inn, and the event with Anne should pop. Yeah, there we go. Unfortunately, she does kick us out of the inn after this event, so we are going to have to pop back in. But we shouldn't have too long left for this event, to be honest. And we're just going to get Ellen's apple pie now. So for some reason we're checking if the shop's open. It's not. So I'm not sure what we were going to do there. But it looks like we are heading over to the Harvest Sprites. I'm going to stop and talk to Stu and May on the way. So I believe if my calculations are correct, in terms of the eggs at the inn, that will be finished around about the 16th. So we should be finished that event in next episode. In the next episode. In next episode? So I think we'll probably ask Stayed, Bold and Aqua again because their hearts are the highest. So obviously this does take a little bit of time, so I do apologise for that. But as always, we're going to ask them to water the fields for a week. We can have all of them on our farm if we want to, but like I said before, at the moment I don't feel like we need them all, so I'm just picking the ones that have the highest heart level. Because their heart level does go down when they work for you, but having a higher heart level means that they work harder and they learn more on the job, I guess. So again, this part is a little bit long, but it will be a lot longer if we get all 7. We do get all 7 at some point, so I probably will speed that section up. But at the moment, just 3 to come and help us. And you will be seeing a lot more of the harvest sprites as we go along, of course, particularly in fall or autumn, as I call it, because to me that is by far the busiest season out of the 4. So we should be heading over to Ellen's now to give her the apple pie from the mare. I think someone's having a food delivery outside, so apologies if you can hear that van. It's not me. Oh, I wonder what they're getting. So we talked to Ellen and the event doesn't progress because we have to give her the apple pie. So we give her the apple pie and there are 2 options here, as you see. So she offers you a tip. You can take the tip or you can decline it. The thing that you're supposed to do here, of course, is decline the tip. Because she's a little old lady, don't be trying to, scam little old ladies. So Ellie comes in and she's brought an apple pie for her grandmother as well. Because she forgot we was bringing one. So, because we didn't accept the tip, we get an apple pie instead. I don't know how much money the tip would have been, but everybody's affection goes up higher because you refuse the tip. And you get a nice apple pie out of the deal. I don't know about you, but if it was a little bit of money or an apple pie, I'd take the apple pie. I love apple pie. So that is the end of that event for now. So what are we going to do for the rest of the day? I'm not entirely sure. I think we've watered everything, correct? So we're going to go ahead and eat our apple pie. And again, apologies for that very loud van. Which does give you a little bit of stamina, a stamina boost. So I think we're going to go ahead and try and chop some trees, chop some stumps, because we've just been given a bit of a boost with the apple pie. Of course, the speed up here, but clearly it wasn't enough because I am very close to passing out. So I think with that we should probably call it a day, even though it's quite early. So we brush the horse again, even though we've already brushed him. We're just saying good night. Gonna grab the dog as always and end off with watching the television. So we have the shogi hour again. And have I researched what shogi is since the last episode? When I keep saying I don't know what it is. No, I haven't. Do I need to? I absolutely do. So hopefully by next episode, I'll be able to tell you a little bit more about shogi. But once again, I'm assuming it's a chess type game with names like bishop and pawn, etc, etc. So good old Farmer Fran. And we will be swiftly moving on to our final day of the episode. Again, I am trying to do 5 days in one episode. Unfortunately, there's just 4 in this episode, but that is because there are a few glitches that happen on day 14. So talking more about the grass and the cows. Hopefully we'll get to see that mechanic soon. And we're on to our final day, day 14. So hopefully this is not too difficult to watch. But I think we do experience a little bit of lag. So it is sunny as always tomorrow. Not as always, but it's been sunny for a fair few days. I wonder if that's anything to do with me giving the harvest goddess the crops. And we have the mare. And also our 3 harvest sprites have turned up. So while we're waiting for the mare, we're going to brush Binky. So I think the mayor is coming to thank us for giving Ellen the apple pie. And he gives us a cake, which you have no choice but to eat then and there, so I didn't choose to eat that. So that's given us a little bit of a boost for the remainder of the day. So we're checking the post box, nothing has come. And has anything grown? Unfortunately, nothing has grown yet either. That's okay. So we're going to help them water? No, not yet. No, we're going to grab the honey and feed the fish. And I assume straight into the hen house. But something quite exciting happens on this day. I don't know what's wrong with me today. So we're just checking our money situation, and obviously we are in desperate need of getting more hen food, because I think we're going to run out today. Did I say hen food? Chicken feed? Honestly, I have no idea what's happening. You'll have to bear with me, I do apologise. So I'm watching with you to see when the glitches occur. Because I know they do occur, I'm just not sure when, so I hope it's not too difficult to watch this. I know I experienced a bit of lag while editing. Hopefully I've managed to sort that out. Because I don't recall it lagging as I was playing the game. I think it was just somewhere in the rendering process, something went a little bit wrong, so hopefully it's not too bad. So I'm just checking around if there's any more eggs, and there is not. So we have 4 eggs, we're going to ship the golden egg as always, and the other 3 eggs, of course, are going to Anne for the foreseeable. So, of course, we're gathering the wild crops and the flowers as usual. I don't know if we get any flowers, we'll have to wait and see. Nope, so we can only carry one thing at the moment. So we probably have another little bit of a back and forth, unfortunately. Thanks, Anne, for your invitation and asking for my eggs, babe. This is all down to you. Every single item in my backpack is for Anne. So we're taking a flower up. Hopefully we give it to Potpourri. No, we give it to Anne. Okay, so I'm assuming we go back down and grab another flower for Potpourri. And we get stuck on the stairs. Lovely. And again, this is where problems start, I think. I think there is a little bit of lag here, but it's not too bad. So we're going to give this flower to Potpourri. But again, I do apologise. I can't remember how bad it gets, but I do think that there is a fair bit of lag at this sort of back end of the episode. I do feel like the frame rate is struggling quite a bit here, so I do apologise. If the audio doesn't sync, etc, etc, I am doing my best, and hopefully we'll get that sorted for next episode. So we're going to the winery, actually, because I was hoping to finish an event that we'd started. Do you remember way back with Harris? So I was hoping it wasn't too late, because quite frankly I'd forgotten all about it. But no, it's not too late. So this is where we tell Aya's mum, I think it's Aya or Aya, that Harris likes her daughter. And we'll see what happens with this event as time goes on. Because it's a little bit of a longer one. So she goes off to tell Duke. And I'm not sure if we were supposed to tell Aya's mum and dad, because Harris came to us in confidence and told us that he fancied their daughter, right? And we've just gone and snitched, basically. But yeah, this is where there's a few issues, as you can see. It's not unwatchable, but it is pretty bad, I'm not going to lie to you. So please try and bear with me. As I say, I've tried my best to fix it, but this is very laggy on the back end of the episode. So please bear with. It's not great, but there's not really a lot I can do. I have tried my best. So we're heading into the supermarket now. And again, I don't think the audio is quite syncing up at this stage. This is the first time this has happened in this playthrough, so I'm really genuinely upset about it. But we are going to check the backpack. As you can see, he's not got it above his head because we are experiencing a glitch where nothing shows up in my character's hands either. But we did get the first backpack up. No, not the first backpack upgrade. We did get the final backpack upgrade, which was one of our goals for summer. So at least that happened. But yeah, I'm aware that the back end of this episode is really hard to watch, so please bear with me. I do apologise profusely for this. At time of recording, I haven't edited the next segment, so I'm hoping I got to the end a little bit early. That's what that is. So we leave and Anne is on her way, but this is for giving the eggs. So I'm hoping that the rest of the recordings are not like this. I'm not sure what I'll do if they are. I'm pretty confident that they won't be. So I do apologise once again. I have no idea how this happened, this lag. It wasn't laggy when I was playing it, so something has happened during the process of... Well, I'll tell you the process of this really. So I have to record it on my PlayStation 5. Then I have to share it to YouTube from my PlayStation 5. So I share it privately to YouTube. Then I have to go on my laptop and upload it from my laptop because it won't let me download it on my phone. Something to do with copyright maybe, with it being on PlayStation 5. Then I have to get it from my laptop to the phone and I edit it on the phone. So it's a big old process, and problems like this obviously do occur during that process, but I have tried really hard to make sure this doesn't happen. And then of course this video that I'm editing gets uploaded to YouTube as well, so there's like a big 5-6 step process that this recording goes through. So it's just unfortunate that this has happened. But I really hope it doesn't ruin the rest of the episode for you. So we are buying some chicken feed. And again, this is terribly laggy. I do apologise so much. Like I say, I haven't edited the next episode yet, but fingers crossed this hasn't happened. If you are a content creator, I don't like to say content creator, but if you do make videos for YouTube, particularly gameplay videos, you'll understand that this is difficult because I obviously pre-record in advance, quite a bit in advance for some of these episodes actually. So it's not like I can just go back and replay it because I am sort of quite far ahead by the time I edit these. So when issues happen with the video, with the audio, it's really tough because there's not a lot you can do. You can try and fix it, but it's not like I can go and re-record these again. So it's really scary actually thinking that this could happen to the future recordings. So I'm really hoping it hasn't happened, because I can see just in editing this how bad this is. But we've not got too much of this episode left, so please bear with for the last portion of the episode. I know this is horrendous to watch, I'm so sorry. So we're going to go into the woodcutter's house to see if Harris responds to, obviously we've told Aya's parents, and nothing from Harris yet. I think we also check how much the next upgrade is. But again, just horrendously laggy, so I do apologise. It's quite hard to even try and narrate this bit because I don't even know what's coming next. So the next upgrade is our house, which is one of our goals for summer. So the 3 goals for summer, just to reiterate, were to get the largest backpack, which we've done, to get the house upgrade, and to get at least 1 cow or sheep. So we'll see how we get on with that. Of course we can't afford it at the moment, but maybe next time. We managed to get all of our spring goals completed, if you remember, and we're 1 out of 3 on the summer goals. So as you can see, again, things are not showing up in my character's hands. So there is a speed up here while I do some chopping. And again, this is terribly laggy. I do apologise. I feel awful. I really do feel awful. I hate when things like this happen. I know it's not nice to watch, and you know, it was a struggle for me to edit, to be honest. And I say it's a struggle for me to narrate over it, but as you can see, look, I'm trying to get tools and nothing is coming up in the character's hands, so we're having to do it manually. And there's another speed up here where we help the harvest sprites with the rest of the watering. So I can't remember how long that glitch goes on for, but I don't think it goes on for long at all, luckily. And apparently it's quite a well-known glitch. I mean, this game is over 20 years old now, can you believe it? So we can't blame it too much for performance issues, I guess. So I'm not entirely sure why we're going in the toolbox. Oh, because we do have the bigger backpack upgrade, so we decided to take everything along with us. Yeah, that makes sense. So I'm assuming... Oh no, I thought we were going to end the episode, but it looks like we're going out. And I think... Please bear with this lag, it's horrendous. I think we're going to head to the inn to see if an event pops. Because there is an event in the inn in summer. On an evening anyway. So we're going to go and see if it pops. I honestly have no idea what's happening here, I'm so sorry. Luckily the event doesn't happen, which I'm pretty glad for, because we wouldn't be able to enjoy it if it did. So we're just going upstairs for some unknown reason. We decided to talk to the cat. That's a good reason. Talking to animals is always a good reason. So we go say hello to Nora the cat. And I think we stick around for a little bit just to see if anything will happen. And normally I would speed this bit up, but it was really difficult to edit this at all. So I thought I'd leave this part B, so it is a little bit longer than it should be. But we waited till 7 o'clock. And again, nothing happened. So, heading back home, I think. And like I say, the editing isn't great on the back end of this. Because I was just trying to leave it alone as much as I possibly could to see if it fixed itself. Fingers crossed, by the time I upload this to YouTube, the issue's not there. And you'll be thinking, what's she talking about? There's nothing wrong with it. What I'm seeing at the moment is horrendously laggy. Fingers crossed that when you see it, it might not be. That would be amazing. But in case it is, I am sorry. I do apologise. But the best case scenario is you are watching this not having a clue what I'm talking about. In which case, yay. I'll just have to see. So we are ending off watching The Fairy and Me, Chapter 5. And my bunny rabbit has decided now is a good time to chew her cardboard. So I do apologise if you can hear that. But as always, as we end off, because of course we're going to have Farmer Fran and go to bed, I just want to say thank you very much for watching these episodes. As always, it really does mean a lot to me. I am enjoying making them. They're not getting that many views, if I'm totally honest, but that's fine, because I am just happy to make them for myself. And if you guys want to watch them, then fabulous. I'm really happy about it. But I am going to continue to make them because I am having fun. Despite some of the problems, I am really having fun. So if you are watching and engaging, thank you very, very much. It really does mean the world to me. I'm having an absolute blast. And there is an announcement coming fairly soon. So stay tuned for that, because we might be doing more than just Harvest Moon on this channel. So please stay tuned for the announcement. But thank you very much for watching and bearing with the lag. And until next episode, bye Embers.